Hello and warm welcome to this new edition of Business Africa. I am Dea Yoka. This week's headlines. Nawali Real Estate Agency focuses on reliable and participatory solutions for Africans in the diaspora and others to acquire real estate on the continent. Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, continues to grapple with a persistent economic crisis. As a result, more and more people are struggling to support themselves. Finally, after March and October 2022, the Egyptian pound was devalued once again this January. From now on, 26 Egyptian pounds are worth $1. Rising borrowing cuts and global economic uncertainty weigh on the African real estate sector. Amid these challenges, the state agency Nawali bet on participatory payment mechanisms such as the tontine.
Founded in 2018, Nawali Group is the first real estate agency in West Africa. The Senegalese startup is also present in France through Nawali Investissement. The agency's main goal is to facilitate the acquisition of real estate by the African diaspora. While real estate in Africa is a complex market, Nawali relies on reliable and participative solutions, allowing the diaspora to acquire land in Senegal, Mauritania, Gambia, Mali, and Ivory Coast. The startup also offers several payment methods, mainly in cash or via the tontine service. Nawali has embarked on the construction of the very first ecological city in Senegal, a project supported by a fundraising of 500,000 euros. This revolutionary project in the region will consist of about 20 villas, all built with raw earth bricks, which are considered more economical and sustainable than traditional concrete constructions.
Aïta Magassa, welcome. You're the founder of Nawali. Tell us how the tontine works and how this financing system facilitates the purchase of property.
Indeed, we've set up a system that allows several people to invest in real estate. So we set up a land scheme. And the second is preparatory financing for construction of houses. The land sharing scheme is for land for anyone who needs financing to benefit from staggered financing. This model is for people in the diaspora. For local people, we also have land arrangements that will be put in place, which will be of a different amount. In general, it is in CFA franc. How does this work? We will take 20 people in the group who will contribute each month. We will have the capital, so we will take the €1 model. So the capital of 100,000 euros, which will be released every month and used for one of the members, makes it easier for all those who have no possibility of saving or going through a banking system. For all these people, we are a solution.
Nawali first built eco-friendly villas with earth bricks and has now launched the construction of Senegal's first eco-city. What can you expect from this city? Can this project be a growth engine for the local economy?
We have a project to build the first ecological city in the south of Senegal, in Pointe-la-Reine. That's what is at stake in this city, which used to be a seaside area. We're going to set up villas that are built of raw earth bricks, and there will be a common agricultural garden which will be accessible to all the people who will live in this city, in this residence. Indeed, this is an innovative project and the first in a long line. The idea is to develop this and to set it up in several areas in Senegal. The second country targeted is Côte d'Ivoire. It's extremely interesting to do this in seaside areas because it is very hot in these areas. And it's ecological construction that makes it possible to cool down, to have a completely fresh home. It's eco-responsible. It's ecological. It's less expensive. It allows us to employ a lot of staff on site. So it creates jobs. It's a very interesting thing. It creates jobs in the country.
How can the real estate sector in Africa reconcile climate issues and economic growth?
It's true that it was a bold move to start up, to propose ecological construction. I said to myself that there are a lot of people who don't know. They don't know that mud bricks are more adapted to the climate. In 2019 and 2020, people were opting for concrete construction because that's what we knew. And finally, we reviewed the situation. We noticed that now 80% of our clients choose mud bricks.
Madam Magasa, thank you for answering our questions. In Nigeria, inflation is nearing 21%, while the presidential election is fast approaching. Experts suggest the country's next administration tackle foreign exchange market reforms as a priority.
Nigeria is grappling with high inflation and foreign exchange rates. According to National Bureau of Statistics, annual inflation rate climbed to 21.47% in November from October's rate of 21.09%. As a result, many are increasingly finding it difficult to fend for themselves due to the high cost of living.
Our oil sector is in a very poor state. We had a lot of unplanned outages at our onshore production facilities. Then there's also the issue of oil theft. There's also the security situation of Nigeria. It has been deteriorating. You have investors who are afraid to invest in the nation. Investors, they need a relatively safe space for them to thrive.
If our refineries can get working, they can fix power supply as well, And then, of course, I think if we can get these two major things, look at employment. For the youth, many people are jobless on the streets, there's no work.
We all know that we're going to be having removal of fuel subsidy middle of the year. And we know what that's going to mean for us, in the sense that if they remove subsidy, the fuel prices will increase beyond what they already are.
Economist Muda Yusuf, while giving an analysis on what to expect for Africa's most populous nation, believes reforms in the foreign exchange market and a better macroeconomic environment will boost the economy.
The new administration this year, we have to grapple with all of these challenges. We have to deal with some very critical reforms, and that we'll expect from the new administration. We need to see reforms around the foreign exchange market so that you can have a foreign exchange environment that is more predictable, that is more transparent, and that can inspire a lot more confidence of investors. Because right now, we have multiple rates, multiple foreign exchange windows, and there's a whole lot of distortions in the foreign exchange market.
Nigeria is Africa's biggest economy. Its GDP of over $440 billion in 2021 slumped to $100 billion in 2022. The year 2023 is one that will see the country go to polls to elect new set of leaders in February. Many Nigerians will be hoping whoever takes office as president will make policies that will improve the economy and impact their lives positively.
The devaluation of the Egyptian pound is leading to restrictions on imports as the country tries to break free from its reliance on the US dollar. In less than 10 months, the currency fell by nearly 70% against the greenback.
The Egyptian pound has slipped to a new record low, highlighting the risk of further depreciation as Egypt faces its worst currency crisis in a decade. After March and October 2022, the Egyptian pound suffered another devaluation in January 2023. In total, over the last 10 months, the currency has lost nearly 70% of its value against the dollar, the country's main import-billing currency. In an attempt to reduce state spending, the government has had no choice but to ask ministries to cut non-essential spending until the end of the fiscal year in June. 4 ministries were nevertheless exempted, including Health, Interior, Foreign Affairs and Defense. The decision, which was made public on January 9th, provides for the postponement of any new projects that are heavily dependent on foreign currency. The dollar crisis is keeping prices high. Currently, $7 billion worth of imported goods are still stuck in the ports because of difficulties importers are having in finding dollars, accentuating the shortages. The Central Agency for State Mobilization and Statistics released figures showing that annual inflation was 21.9% last month, up from 19.2% in November.
That does it for Business Africa. Do stay with Africanews and on all our platforms. More news up next.